bring on Mr. Eric Kuhrts, our CEO and our Chief Scientist Officer, to help you folks get a better understanding of what is happening and how to get prepared for our launch next week. So, Eric, you out there?
I'm here. Thank you, Stephen.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Take it away,
so
my friend.
I guess to begin with, I'd have to say this is sort of a dual vision, or the result of many years of effort and research, and also experience in the realm of distribution and marketing and other things. It's not just product development per se, but also a channel of distribution, or a vision about a channel of distribution that would be direct to the people and to every home in America. And if you can couple that vision of being able to control your distribution and to harness people power, which is what we're trying to do here with Global Life Sciences, with innovative products, or products that I guess you would consider to be the crown jewels of any products in this category or in this entire realm. Products that are a result of over 10 years of research and also personal experience. And the personal experience is important because if I had to develop products that I would take for my own personal use, products that I truly believed in, and products that I developed for a particular purpose, because I take these products myself and I develop these products for my own use, and also that those products find their way out into the hands of millions of people and can be consumed by millions of people and benefit literally millions of people on a global scale. That's really what the ultimate vision of what we're trying to do here. But it's really the result of many, many years of experience and work, and also the stars lining up in terms of the opportunity that's come into focus here. You know, there's sort of not too many things that happen in a single lifetime that are huge and significant opportunities, where all the different conditions of interdependence come together at one time. And part of that is obviously having a stellar team of people, which we have here with Stephen and Doug and the other people which we haven't talked about yet, which we're bringing into the picture on a corporate level. So all the different conditions have to come together for the kind of potential that we're talking about here to occur. It's not something that maybe could have happened 10 years ago or 20 years ago, and it may not have even been something that could have happened 2 or 3 years ago. It's something that's happening right now at this moment. And so this particular moment is it's more than just fortuitous. It's probably the net result of the interconnectedness of all the people involved, and the products coming at the right time for the problems, the health problems that many people are suffering. And those health problems that we have in this country have a lot to do with, and worldwide, by the way, have a lot to do with what I guess I would refer to as bringing the body into balance or equanimity. And a lot of the products that have been developed by the pharmaceutical industry are designed to primarily attack one single target or one single mechanism of action. They're sort of like a sledgehammer. You know, we're going to pound. You're going to pound one thing, but about 5 or 6 or 10 other things are going to go up when the one thing you're pounding on goes down. They're not really developed to be comprehensive solutions to health problems that are more holistic, because our bodies are really made up of many different interdependent components that have to all work together. And that's sort of where the name for our first 2 products came from. The name TUNE arose out of the concept that we really have become out of tune in terms of the balance that exists in our body on a cellular level, and also on a mind level. By mind, I'm referring to neuroscience, to receptors, to neurotransmitters, all the different things that science has come to to understand more closely why people become depressed or why people have different issues related to how they function in society and their productivity and their ability to get along with each other. So it actually turns out that there's a scientific basis that can be identified for some of these issues, and especially issues related to how people's mood is functioning, whether they're in a bad mood, whether they're angry, whether they're out of sorts, they're grumpy. And a lot of that relates to a particular system that occurs in the body that has receptors in the brain that can be naturally stimulated and actually does become stimulated on a regular basis by things that have to do with more common principles, such as how people talk to each other, and even the phenomena associated with touch, where certain receptors are stimulated when people have compassion and empathy for each other. But going beyond that into the actual biological basis for happiness is a key feature for the breakthrough that we're talking about here, which is really I don't use the word breakthrough very often, but I use it where it's justified because I'm a scientist. I'm also a business person, and I'm also I've had to wear many different hats to make sure that products are marketed correctly and that the consumer receives the ultimate benefit of a product, and it's not diluted down by many intermediate companies that may stand in between and that may adulterate or change the original vision for a product. So why we started Global Life Sciences and why it's such a significant opportunity relates a lot to the issue of being able to control the destiny of the products and the integrity of the products and the vision for the products in the company. So in this case, the TUNE products really arose out of the desire to have a broad spectrum product that was capable of affecting not only the different systems in your body that are associated with your biochemistry and your cellular health, but also help to facilitate a sense of balance and help to bring the mental aspect into place. Because if your body and your mind are not integrated in some way, both physiologically and mentally, then you still got different issues, and your ability to get along with your cohorts, your fellow workers, even husbands and wives and this type of thing in everyday activities is affected. I mean, how many times have you had people that are grumpy, and therefore because they're grumpy, because either their blood sugar or their other aspects of their biochemistry are out of balance, then they lash out at each other. The communication is not happening on a level playing field, and as a result, you have all kinds of different problems. So without going into a lot of detail tonight about the biochemistry of what's happening there and the physiology of what's happening there and the details as to why these particular products work, tonight the idea is to just approach this from the 30,000-foot view, which is that the first product, the TUNE product, that's associated with a mixture of medicinal plant ingredients, the principal one of which is the cannabidiol from hemp, which has a lot of potential and a lot of interest on the part of the scientific community, coupled with other medicinal compounds that work in concert with it. And notice I'm using the word concert here because concert or symphony or chords are associated with TUNE, in that the vision of the product is not to be a single note. It's not like playing a piano with a single note. It's like the entire symphony, or it's like a concert. So when you look at this from a scientific standpoint, it's about balancing the interdependence between the different systems in the body so that they work in harmony. And that's truly the holistic approach that philosophically many people have been talking about for the last 10 or 20 years, what is really a scientific basis for a holistic approach to a therapeutic product. It's about balancing the activity of that product across an entire constellation of different cellular, biochemical, and receptor networks. And that's part of what the concept for the TUNE liquid concentrate is about. And we'll drill into that in future discussions and in the information that we disseminate from the company and the website as time goes on. There's a significant amount of information that will be unpacked and crystallized out here in a form that will be easily understood and comprehended by everybody. So that's coming. The beverage, which is called TUNE Elixir, is designed to be a beverage, and the key feature there is that beverage really represents the next dimension in social beverages. Why? It's a social beverage because it opens people up. It helps to facilitate communication. It helps people to feel better, and it helps to balance out people's mood and energy. These days, we're either going to Starbucks to get a lot of caffeine or drink soft drinks that contain caffeine to increase our energy, and or to take things at night to help us to sleep. We're bouncing back and forth between these two extremes of being overstimulated or understimulated. What we really need, and what the best place to function from, is a state of balance or equanimity, which is what I was talking about at the beginning of the conversation. And the TUNE beverage, or the TUNE Elixir that we're calling it, really represents an incredible breakthrough in beverages, in that it's not in the category of anything else that you've really experienced so far. It's not alcohol, it's not caffeine, so it's not a stimulant, it's not a depressant. It's something totally different. And why is it perfect for a network marketing and direct-to-consumer type of company? Because when people drink it in a social gathering or a social context, they start feeling very happy. They start feeling very open and communicative with each other, and they start functioning from the standpoint of sharing and enjoying each other's company. What could be better, really, in a social context, and what could be more of a feature that people will start talking about that will go viral when people really start experiencing what the product can do for them, especially in a social context? It's going to go viral, and everybody's going to be talking about it because there's nothing else like it, really, in the market. And that's why no matter how long I try and explain it, the best thing for people to do when these products are available is to actually experience what happens when they consume the product, because it can be a little bit different from person to person. It tends to direct the energy or the therapeutic qualities based on where a person is out of balance. So it has this incredible correcting capability, which finds out where things are wrong in the body, where things are wrong in the mind, and then help to correct those things in a very natural way. Does that sound scientific? Maybe not, but right now it can all be backed up with science. It's just a matter of drilling into that and unpacking the details related to that. So rather than spend too much time on that tonight, I just wanted to give everybody on the call the 30,000-foot vision and to share the kind of excitement and vision that we have at Global Life Sciences. And it's a kind of thing that there's so much energy and good energy associated with the intention of what we're trying to do here and the integrity of the products that it's going to become infectious. You wait and see what's going to happen, but the products can deliver. It's going to become infectious, and it's going to travel very rapidly by word of mouth and people to people. So that's I don't want to bore you with too much information tonight, but that's basically it.
Hey, Eric, I got a question before we let you go here. The technology we're talking about, just so people get an understanding, one of the patents you have talks about the activation process and the crystal clarity, this delivery system we have, which you told me one time, this is a mega trend, like cell phones, Apple computer one time, but the water soluble, the absorption that occurs with this product we have, the first one, we call it like the salt and pepper when the energy drink, or not the energy drink, but the beverage, the elixir comes out, that's kind of like the salt pepper effect, if you will. But just touch base real quick on the water soluble product that we have right now. Why does it absorb that much more? And nobody else can do this as far as I know. And when we get the beverage drink in the marketplace and they start hearing the word oxytocin and whatnot, we're not going to get into it now, but just share a little bit about the absorption and why we're different.
All right. Well, as most people know, oil and water don't mix, and also oils, the absorption of oils through the gastrointestinal tract and into the bloodstream is very limited. That's called bioavailability. So bioavailability simply, in simple terms, means the degree of absorption of a compound. Many of the natural compounds that we find in what are called nutraceuticals do turn out to be oil-soluble compounds, not water-soluble. Most of the B vitamins and the minerals, of course, are water-soluble, but most of the nutraceuticals are not. And as a consequence, they suffer from very poor absorption. Within that category falls compounds such as the cannabidiols from hemp and curcumin from turmeric and many of the other compounds found in hops and things like coenzyme Q10 and on and on. It's a very long list. But some, because of the poor absorption, the levels that need to be achieved in the bloodstream, which are usually much higher than most people think, to achieve the desired effect, are not really happening. And as a consequence, the effectiveness of the products are very limited. But in our case, the technology spans a number of different categories, one of which you could call functional. Functional means also the ability of the technology to remain in a stable form in solution in a beverage or in a liquid concentrate and not float on the surface or be sitting on the bottom. You know, if you go into Whole Foods or a lot of the stores that are selling medicinal plant beverages, you'll find that there's a whole sediment that's sitting at the bottom of the bottle, and that's why a lot of these products have labels or in containers that you can't really see too much because they don't want you to see that the ingredients are just sitting at the bottom undissolved. And that also corresponds to your ability to absorb those ingredients. If they're not already in solution, you're not going to be able to get them into your bloodstream. And also the speed of absorption. The technology also increases the length of time in which you achieve a maximum blood level of the particular ingredient or the active compound. So all across the board, you have what's called a delivery system technology, which is just one aspect of the technology that's being brought to bear here in these products. And it's something to talk about, but it's not the whole story. Just one part of the story and one part of the technological depth that's gone into the development of these products.
Yeah. So, Eric, truly amazing. You know, I just got so much. My brain's it's going wild now because I just love you get this information out of you. And, folks, I've had the opportunity to be picking his brain the last 4 months. But I can share with you the regional events we're going to have, the vision behind Eric and this technology, millions of dollars invested. He could have gone anywhere with this. He's chosen the people power, and that's why we're so fortunate to be able to take his vision and bring it to the masses. And that is a great thing to have. It's a life purpose. I mean, for myself, you know, to really feel good about things in life, you want to feel like you're helping people. And first of all, if you can't help yourself, how can you help others? And I'm telling you, when you get on this product, I just put some CBD or the turmeric and whatnot in this bottle in the TUNE in a bottle of water, you know, purified water. and it's amazing how it mixes. I love the taste. And when this beverage comes out, I believe that we're going to actually change the world, I believe. We can raise the conscious awareness. It's limitless. And Eric said, Stephen, this opportunity is one of the fewest, the rarest he's ever come across. And this technology is going to allow someone like Mr. Kuhrts here to bring this into other realms of products, not just what we're talking about here. Let your imagination go for absorption. Your skin absorbs a bunch, doesn't it? It's the largest organ in your body. Imagine that. This technology, just get creative, guys and gals. This is something that is rare. This technology, we have it there. The patent, the clinical studies are coming. So with that, Eric, I want to thank you so much for getting on tonight, and I'm sure everybody here on this phone appreciates it. And as time goes on, we're going to get further and further locked into your mind and what you want people to say, how we want to deliver this, and we want to make sure that we're saying the right thing as well. So thank you so much, Eric.
Thank you, Steve.